ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Phenomenal Views. I am your host, Nick Smith, and I just got done watching the 7th episode of Gotham. This was a phenomenal episode. Things are really picking up, and something has already started, but something even bigger is coming. So, this episode picks up where last week's left off, with everyone finding out that Cobblepot is alive because he walked in on the police. So now everyone wants Jim dead. Even Bullock is threatening to kill him and never cross the sight again. So now what's happening is Gordon tells Barbara to get out of Gotham, which she does. She leaves. Oh, man, this was such a good episode. And so we get Fish and the Russian guy and Falcone. They're all in a meeting together because they're trying to figure out how to take out Gordon. Fish wants a couple of her men to take him out, but Falcone asks Zsasz. We get Victor Zsasz. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed on how he looked because he was in a suit. And whenever I think of Victor Zsasz, I think of Zsasz from freaking Batman Arkham City, wearing like the prison uniform, having the cuts all over him, but something interesting. Alright, so Victor Zsasz comes in, and Jim Gordon is still going around like nothing has happened. He's doing his job, and he's just like, I know something's coming, but until then, I gotta do something. So he's at the police station. All of a sudden, Zsasz comes in, and ooh, everyone is afraid of Zsasz. As soon as he walks in, he's like, hello, where's Jim Gordon? Everyone just turns their head, and he's like, thanks. So then Jim comes down to confront Zsasz. He's like, you're not going to do anything. There's 50 other officers here. Zsasz just has to say, get out, and all the officers get up and leave. So then it's a fight between Gordon and Zsasz and his other two people. Unfortunately, when Gordon runs to the base, or to the garage, and he does get shot, but when it looks like he's getting ready to get killed, he is picked up by the two cops who arrested him, otherwise known as Barbara's former lesbian. And so when this happens, a cop comes in that didn't know what was going on. She gets shot by Zsasz, and Zsasz shoots her. But here's something. I didn't know if they were going to do him perfectly or not. When he kills her, he takes out a box cutter and he crosses his arm. I was like, yes, that is exactly how Zsasz is. That's what he does. And he's like 28. Oh, it's so good. Now, while this is going on, also, what is going on is everyone is trying to figure out what to do with Penguin. Are they gonna... Falcone wants Penguin dead. Fish wants Penguin dead. And it's basically coming to... Maroni wants to keep Penguin around because, you know, Penguin's a snitch. So he's trying to fight for Penguin, pretty much. Okay. He's basically trying to fight for Penguin. And so when this is going on, he's like, Maroni's like, I want to hit Falcone. And he's like, I know exactly where to hit him. He takes a couple of his men, and he freaking he kills some of Falcone's men. And then one of these guys who works for Maroni does not, I repeat, does not like Penguin at all. So then, like, when he starts punching Penguin's like, you know, someone seems unstoppable until you find out what he loves. And he found out that he loves money, so he slowly kills him because he paid off his two friends to hold him while Penguin kills him. Penguin is still getting power very, very slowly. So, and before that, like how I was talking about with the meeting earlier, Falcone is calm. Like, he's like, Gordon didn't kill Penguin. Penguin's still alive. Okay. Then we'll just take care of business. You know, like, and it freaks everybody out because you figure a big bad boss like Falcone, who owns half the city through crime, if something did not happen the way he wants it to, you figured he'd be pissed. You figured he would be furious, but he's not. And this scares Fish and the Russian dude. And when they're talking, when they're walking away, he starts grabbing her butt. She's like, "Get your hand off me, he's right there." And then they start talking about turning on him. And this was my only problem with this episode, is the fact that they were in the same room. Even though they were getting ready to leave, the room echoes. So they're like, "We need to talk about killing him. We need to do it now." I was like, guys, he's standing right there. You don't think he can hear you? I mean, I'm sure the actor could hear them, but just the fact that, like, that's dumb. That's pretty freaking dumb, talking about your plans to assassinate a guy when he's not that far from you. I mean, he was on another side of the building. It was a big room. But I was like, guys, he's right there. So, when all this is going on, when Gordon is picked up, him and the cop have a talk, and they're like, "I'm sorry I didn't believe you. Barbara is safe, right? She's safe." And she admits it's also because I still love Barbara, and I don't... Basically, I guess she's saying I don't like anyone dating someone I've dated before, I guess. So they're pretty cool, and they're on Wayne property, and then Alfred tries to choke the dude out, and he's like, no, Alfred, no, it's okay, I'm running from someone, they're protecting me. And we get that kind of like CIA background from Alfred. I think he was a former CIA agent, I can't remember, but I think he was. And they play off of that. So then we get to Bruce, and because he's running, he says to Bruce, he's like, "Look, Bruce, I promised you I was going to bring your family's killer in, but I might not be able to do that." And Bruce is like, "Look, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm tired of people trying to basically give me bullcrap. Tell me the truth." And Bruce is like, "I've made some very powerful people upset, and I might die. These people are going to take over your case." And Bruce hugs him before he goes. So then he goes back to... I can't remember. I don't actually know where he goes, where Gordon goes, but all of a sudden, Bullock comes back, and Bullock's like, "Look," they make amends, and he has this fat chick with him that's called the Duchess or something. So he's like, "Look, I'm gonna join you in your crusade. I mean, I'm doomed anyway." And then he plays Marco Polo with the chick. He's like, "Duchess, Marco Polo," and Gordon's just like, "Oh, this is gross." It's like in the beginning of Supernatural Season 3 when Sam is in the car and Dean is in the hotel room and he's getting ready and he's having sex. And Sam's like, "Can I please have your knife so I can gouge my eyes out from what I just saw?" So then they gear up and Gordon is going to arrest the mayor and Falcone. And so they arrest the mayor. And what was pretty funny about this is when they arrest him, Gordon is in the limo and the mayor's like, "Oh, you almost made me spill my coffee." And then he's like, "You're under arrest. This isn't funny." Bullock turns around, he's like, "Depends from where you're looking at." And I was like, that was hilarious. So then they go to Falcone, and then it looks like Falcone is going to finally get justice. And then he brings up the fact that Victor Zsasz has Barbara. Barbara came back to plead for Gordon's life. And so Falcone's like, "Look, just drop your guns, and you can leave." And Zsasz is like, "Wait, why are you doing this?" And then Falcone's like, "Shut up." And then Gordon's like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "I want you to think long and hard about what I said." And he was referring back to the first episode of when Falcone is brought in. And so something big is obviously coming, something very big. And we find out, I can't believe that I didn't know this. The old man that the redhead or dark-haired girl was with, that was Falcone. I felt so freaking stupid. So, now something very interesting, Maroni and Falcone actually meet up with each other, and they actually talk. They're like, "Look, you lost someone important to you, I lost someone important to me, and it's all because of this guy back here." So they decide to make it to where Penguin doesn't die. Fish still wants him dead. I mean, like when Penguin has to apologize to Fish, he calls her by her name and she cuts him with her fingernails across his face. And so this was the way that this episode ended was good. Barbara and Gordon got back together, and then Penguin ends up walking to Falcone. I thought Penguin was going to kill Falcone, but no. We come to find out when he's like, I was just thinking about the little talk we had, and come to find out, Penguin has been working for Falcone the entire time. I did not see this coming at all. I really didn't. I was shocked beyond belief. I really was. We come to find out that before Falcone was going to kill him, he's like, look, if you're going to kill me, let James Gordon kill me. And he asks him why. He's like, because he's the only cop around here who has a conscience. Maybe he'll spare me. If he does, I will be your snitch. And Falcone's like, why should I spare you? You're a snitch. He's like, but if you let me live, I will be your snitch. I will get close in with Maroni, and I will snitch to you about everything. And also, Penguin told Maroni about what Fish and the Russian dude want, and that they want him dead, and Fish wants to take over. Falcone knows everything now, and something big and bad is going to happen to Fish. And a lot more people. This was a very, very good episode. Bruce was not in it as much, but that's okay. They managed to bring him in, and they did give him a purpose. It's not like... Lately, with Selena Kyle, they have been just putting her in the episodes to say, oh, here's Catwoman. Or Catwoman as a kid, and they haven't been really given her anything to do. The last episode that she was in was the one about Bane, or the Venom stuff like Bane. She didn't really have any purpose. But Bruce has had a purpose in each episode, and I'm glad that they do that. And even if I don't think there's been an episode that he hasn't been in it, but whenever he is in an episode, they do give him a purpose, and he's not a useless character. But the first 7 episodes has been great. I have no idea how many more episodes we're getting. The next episode, I can't wait to talk about it. I cannot wait to make a video about it. I am waiting for the mid-season finale so I can post these videos, and you all can tell me what you think about each individual episode. But guys, this has been another episode of Phenomenal Views. I hope that you've been liking this. I hope that you guys enjoyed Senatober when it was around. Guys, hit that like button, help this channel grow, and tell me what you love about Gotham and how you think they portrayed Victor Zsasz. Have a good night, guys.